Welcome back to the broadcast. Now, Kenya has not sold any inch of land to any foreign powers. Those are the words of President William had signed deals with international companies to hand over land for carbon trading. This is despite a press statement on Blue Carbon's website confirming a deal with Kenya. Meanwhile, Kenya has signed deals with more than $4 billion in the first 3 days of COP28. President Ruto says will be used to facilitate investment. $70 million sustainable agriculture project.
COP28, and Kenya has already hit the ground running with the various cabinet secretaries and the other government officials who are here, attending various bilateral engagements and various events to make deals on behalf of Kenya.
One, we finally have managed to unlock the loss and damage fund.
Okay.
I think the UAE and other partners have come through. So we are now discussing real investment, real resources. Number two, we are having a very candid conversation finally on the reform of the international financial architecture. As you all know, this is a conversation that has been there for many years, but finally I think everybody now agrees that we need a fit for purpose international financial architecture.
On the very first day, the COP made a significant step when it comes to the loss and damage kitty, when the fund was officially unveiled and the money put into it. Now Kenya says it is very keen to ensure that the money that was pledged, which has amounted to over $500 million so far, will not only come through but will benefit the countries that need it the most, such as Kenya.
This is where the bulk of money of climate finance is coming to Kenya. It's coming to more on mitigation than on adaptation. And in this mitigation, a lot of it also is by way of loans, and we have very few grants.
President William Ruto has somewhat become the star of the show, with various leaders, leader after leader, heaping praises upon him for his championing the climate action activities across the African continent and for also successfully holding the Africa Climate Summit. Now, one criticism that the president has faced, particularly from the civil society groups, is his keen focus on carbon trading, with the argument being that you can't be paying people to emit. But the president says carbon markets are actually a good thing, and some progress has been made in this front here at the COP.
It was a difficult conversation before, but I think everybody realizes that we need new sources of revenue to be able to backstop climate financing, and it has to be new channels of resources, and where everybody contributes, not the traditional contributors, so that everybody, including you, in your ticket, you can have a tax that will go finally to mitigating the effects of climate change.
Now, a few weeks ago, reports emerged that the president had signed some dealings, or Kenya had signed some dealings with some countries in the Gulf region for carbon markets in Kenya, and that some land had been handed over. We posed this question to the president, and he has denied that any land has been handed over.
We haven't given out an inch of land to anybody. In fact, we are finalizing the regulations. As I talk to you, the regulations are on their way to Parliament. We managed to change the law. You remember I signed the new amendments to the law maybe about a month and a half ago, before the Africa Climate Summit. Now we are working on the regulations because we want to bring integrity into the whole carbon space, carbon pricing, carbon markets, carbon trading.
The president concludes his dealings here tomorrow, which is Sunday, and it will also be the day to celebrate the health here at the COP. And from here, he will proceed to India for other bilateral engagements. But the team remains here when the negotiations officially begin on Monday. Today is Africa Day, so attention is on Africa. Tomorrow, attention is on health, and then the negotiations officially kick off after the presidents and world leaders have left. Zainab Wandati, NTV, in Dubai, UAE.
The candidates who scored A grades in the just concluded Kenya Certificate of Primary Education